Welcome back to Unfolding. Today is a little bit more of a personal discussion. I'm sitting down with my 10-year-old son at the end of a season that's meant a lot to our family. He's finishing lower school after being at the same school since he was 4 years old. So it's been 7 years. And it's just one of those moments that the more I think about it, the more I realize how much it really holds. And then one day, you send your 4-year-old off. They don't even know how to read, they don't know how to tie their shoes or navigate the world, and then one day, without you realizing it, they're reading, writing, solving complex math, forming their own thoughts and their own perspectives. It's this quiet, like, steady growth that happens right in front of you, and somehow all at once. So today, this is a pause, like a chance to look back on this chapter and talk about what it's felt like to grow and to change and to step into something new from two very different perspectives. And really, this episode is for anyone who is finishing a chapter and about to step into a new one. I'm really glad you're here for it. I'm really, um, I do a podcast. The Unfolding with KK podcast is a podcast about how people's life unfolds. And I think it's really easy to only think about sitting down and talking with adults. And when I was thinking about, you know, my next person I wanted to sit down and talk about, it really hit me that, you were at a really big chapter of your life that was ending and another one that was beginning. And so you've been in lower school for
7 years?
7 years. And now you are a month away from finishing up. And I thought it was a perfect time for you and I to sit down and kind of take a moment to pause and to reflect and to think about all that's happened. So, you okay with going kind of thinking through that with me,
Sure.
having a discussion?
Mhm.
So, what are what are some things, what are some of your favorite things right now?
Mm. Well, math is math is one of my favorite subjects. It's pretty good. It's challenging though. You really have to pay attention in class, listen to what the teacher is saying. Um, I like swimming in the pool. That's great. Golfing is a real big one. I love golfing. Super fun. Every Thursday I go out with my friend to play golf on Thursdays.
So that's a it's a that's not something that you've been doing the whole 7 years. You've been learning and practicing that for a long time. So, Anders, it's hard to believe that you were 4 years old when you started at St. Chris. What is it like? What does it feel like to be finishing up?
Actually, it feels kind of wonderful because I get to go into middle school and there's more freedom there.
What do you think? Do you have a favorite memory from lower school?
Hmm. Not that I can think of, not really.
What are some of the things that you have looked forward to doing when you're in school?
Look forward to my Block B class a lot.
What's block B?
It's my science, no, not my science, my reading, language arts, social studies class.
Have those always been subjects you've liked?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So do you look forward to any of your extras, like your art, your music, any of those?
I look forward to some specials, which are enrichment classes. I do look forward to Spanish a lot. I practice. Mm, my art class is alright. Thing is, I've been doing art for a while, so it is kind of a great class. So, yeah, I like some of the good subjects.
What do you think you're going to miss the most about lower school?
Mm, think I'm gonna miss, like, the warm hug type of feeling.
Tell me more about that. What is that? What
Mm,
does that mean?
Well, I'm kinda gonna miss the easy teaching style, which is a little bit easier. Middle school's gonna be more tough. It's gonna get a little more tough and tough each year as I progress.
So, if someone is listening to this or watching this podcast, Anders, can you kind of explain what a warm hug like feels like? What does your school do that make you feel that way?
Well, I think the teachers are really nice. The school hired some good teachers. Um, I think that Miss Snyder, which is our principal right now, does a good job of running that directing,
Okay.
and Miss Brown does a great job of doing that as well. I think Miss Brown took Miss Snyder's old job actually, which was basically like the student director.
Something that really stands out to me as a parent that I think has been that I wonder if you think is a warm hug is when y'all get out of the car every morning. What is the ritual? What do y'all
Well,
do?
we shake the hands of whoever is letting us out of the car, no matter if it's a kid or an adult. And then there's also special like morning clubs like handbells, which is a handbell choir, which I'm in. Honor choirs after school till 5 on some Thursdays. There's the flag group and the car group, which is the car group like pretty much lets them out, which is the kids that let them out.
Yeah.
And the flag, the people who raise the American flag every morning, and they also put it down.
What is the culture like? Does everyone this isn't like a podcast about your school, but I think you've talked about having like a warm hug feeling. Do your classmates, are they encouraged to speak to you? Do y'all speak to each other when you pass each other in the hall?
Yeah, definitely.
And do you
Lots of friends that I like to, I don't know, just to get feedback from and stuff like that.
you feel like it's a happy place for you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a tight community.
yes. That makes me happy to hear as your mom. Um, what's a tradition that you'll always remember that lower school has?
Not really sure.
Maybe some like things to think about would be like Society Day or
Oh, yeah.
chapel
The
or
red sweaters.
yes. What
Those
happens with
red
the red
sweaters.
sweaters? What's the deal with that?
Well, they're basically used on every performance. So, like, maybe if you have a reading in chapel, you might not do it for that, but for like handbell choir, you'll do it for actual choir. You'll do it for honor choir. You'll do it for any really like any performance that you have that's been coming up. Usually, if there's parents there.
So it's like a special thing that you do. You wear your red sweater on and you wear it on and field trips too, right?
Yeah, field
What's
trips.
what's the logic behind that, do you think, wearing the red sweater on field trips?
Well, I think it shows a lot about our school so they know where we're from. I think that it's a great thing. It really shows what our school does.
And you it's about I was curious what you think. For me, it's like shows respect,
Yeah.
right? And it shows like pride in your school. And it's you're going out and presenting you're a representative of your school. Do you feel like that
Right?
here when you go to school that do you feel pride?
I do. I'm proud to be at St. Christopher's.
What about do you feel like I know we talk about things like this in our household, but do you when you're going out into the world, maybe outside of school, do you also feel like pride to represent your family?
Sometimes. Maybe I don't think about it in the moment.
That's fair. Same, same. What are you most excited about when you think about your next chapter in middle school?
Well, pretty excited about I'm excited about all the different, like, clubs they have there for, like, reading and all the different stuff they have that is used for learning opportunities and stuff like that.
You mentioned freedom. So, do you all have more freedom as middle schoolers?
Definitely.
What does that mean?
Well, there's breaks between classes,
Oh, really?
and you get to use the dining hall, which has snacks and stuff like that.
That sounds like really like things that anybody would look forward to, which is exciting. You know, I haven't really thought that much about what is in store for you in middle school because you're my only child and I've never done it before. So I guess we'll be learning together. Is there anything you're a little nervous about moving from lower school to middle school?
Not really.
You feel prepared?
Mhm.
It's a really good thing. So you've had so much going on this year, right? You've
Yes.
had so much to balance. What what felt like the hardest thing to keep up with?
Well, there's lots of tests in 5th grade just for 5th grade. There's gonna be more and more, but felt like you had to study a lot for all the different upcoming tests and graded classworks and all.
This was like the first year that you were balancing, things like different activities you were interested in and having to go to school before school started to participate, stay after. You had different roles within the school. Was it, am I just putting words in your mouth? Was it hard to balance all of it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wake up early to go to handouts.
Do do you ever think about um what you may have to balance as you get older?
Sometimes.
Do you have any feelings or worry about that?
Not really.
You're feeling like it's progressing more and more.
Yeah.
Can you look back and kind of see how much you have changed since you started at St. Chris?
I don't know, cause I started when I was so little. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Do you have any memories of JK? None.
I was so little.
You were so little. You started on basically your 4th birthday.
I did start on my 4th birthday.
Yes, which is a kind of as a parent, a wild thing to think about sending
3.
your child out. But do you have like a first memory? Do you have any early memories of being at school? No.
That's all I can think of.
That's normal. That's okay. Yes. One of the things, so you have been somebody that your school journey has included some other big things, not just school, right? COVID hit and then we moved. Do you have any memories? I think you were in JK when COVID hit. Do you have any memories of COVID and being in school and wearing masks?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was in 1st grade when it hit.
You were younger than that, but you were still wearing masks in first grade.
Yeah.
And was that easy for you or tough for you?
It was kinda mixed because we got a lot off of school actually, but I guess we missed a lot of school, which I guess I didn't really have much of kindergarten at all.
Yeah. I remember when you were in first grade, there was still masks. And that's actually a really critical year with reading. and it really helps to see people's lips moving, especially your
Yeah.
teacher. I remember that being a standout, but I don't know if you have any memories of it being bigger than just that.
I think you're right about that. I don't really have any memories of
Yeah, I think and that might be a good thing because COVID was very disruptive for a lot of people. So, what I do for a living,
real estate.
yeah, help people
Yeah.
buy and sell their properties. What was it like for you to move?
It was really sad because I was in the country, had a bunch of animals, donkeys, goats, dogs, a lot of it. Um, it was a lot, honestly. It was a lot on me because it was my 3rd grade year.
You felt like that was a tough year to move.
Because there was a lot with multiplication and division.
Yeah, we made a move from our farm to the city so that we could be closer to your school community and be closer to school. And it was a hard decision for sure. What do you remember most about the farm?
I remember that the farm had a lot of memories for me, like on Halloweens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of holiday memories, like Christmas, getting lots to open lots of presents.
Mm. Do you remember the day we brought the goats home?
Yes, I do, and the donkeys,
Yeah.
actually.
And the donkeys. We live next door to an equestrian center, and I loved to go on walks over there at night, didn't I? And you loved to go with me. Did horses make you feel How did horses make you feel?
They were kinda scary because they were big. Um, did like to ride them sometimes, that was great.
Yeah. What was your experience having donkeys? A lot of people think donkeys are stubborn and maybe a little bit dumb, which is kind of mean to say. But what was your experience having donkeys?
Actually, they were really sweet.
Did you think they were smart?
Yeah.
Buddy was so smart. I think that's the most surprising thing about having donkeys to me was how smart they were. They're really emotionally intelligent creatures for sure. What do you think makes a place feel like home?
Well, my parents, 'cause that's how I've been my whole life.
Yeah. So do you think home is a place or a feeling?
A feeling.
It's a feeling. For anybody that's having to let go of a chapter, like a property they love, and move into a new chapter, what advice do you think you would give them?
Mhm. To spend lots of good time in your older house and to make good memories in it before you leave.
And then what about once you've left and you've moved on?
Well, once you've moved on, I think honestly that there's not much to do that you can do about it. Like, it's just pretty much gone.
And then I know we've had a lot of talks in our household about it. I was very sad with you. It was a gorgeous chapter of our life together. But I think there's also a lot of other beautiful chapters ahead of us. So, do you think keeping a positive mindset is important?
Definitely. Being optimistic is very important because it really changes your perspective on things.
Do you think that do you subscribe to the advice that dad and I give you that you decide if you're going to have a good day or bad day?
Sometimes. Sometimes I just don't have a good day.
Me too. That's the human journey for sure. What do you think adults in today's world misunderstand about kids?
Tough question. I think that they misunderstand some tough things because sometimes they think it's easy, but it's still a lot of work.
So sometimes do you think as adults we oversimplify things and it's not as simple as we think?
Sometimes. Not all the time.
You know, how do you have any specifics? If not, it's okay.
Uh, Sometimes people overthink, and that's okay.
What do you think a good life looks like?
Well, to be healthy, to be strong, to be like not sick all the time, to be medicated well, to have a good house, good parents.
What role do you think having good friends plays in that?
Big. Because I guess they give you, I don't know, they're just a positive part of the day.
To have someone to share something in common with?
Hmm.
What do you think makes somebody a really good friend?
Well, it's not that just that they're nice or anything like that. I feel like it's that they understand what you're saying. And I'm not really sure.
It's
Like I
so
said, I don't think about that.
a lot of times we don't think about it, right? But I think what comes to your mind first is usually what stands out to you. So, you know how I tell you um, that I've never been a parent before?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm your only child.
Yes, and I'm still learning and I make a lot of mistakes.
Definitely.
What what mistakes do you think maybe dad and I have made during your elementary school years? Is there anything that we've done that you think, "Oh my gosh, you don't know what you're doing?"
Not wearing socks, wearing my red sweater, my dress shoes. It's really the only thing I could think of off the top of my head.
Are we doing okay as a parent?
Def eh, Actually, yeah.
Okay. It's okay if we're not. This is an honest conversation. Do you think that adults feel like they know what they're doing, or do you think that we're still learning too?
I think that really depends on how life's going for them, 'cause sometimes they make mistakes too. I think that they do a good job.
It's
I'm really sure what to say.
yeah, that's the truth. That's the way you see it. And I think that as an adult and as a parent, um, we're human, just like our kids are human, and it's normal to make mistakes. Is there anything you think I don't get right?
Well, sometimes I think that no, actually, no. I can't think of
I know we're real big on screens. That's a conversation that comes up a lot. What is your thoughts on kids and screens?
I don't have thoughts about it, but just I don't like to play a lot.
Do you notice yourself? Do you feel better when you're playing and on screens a lot? Do you notice a way that you feel if you've been on screens a lot?
Sometimes I'm more happy when I'm not on screens.
And that's not just me and dad saying that, that's how you really feel.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. But you're a guy that likes to get out and get active and spend times outdoors as well, which I think is a great thing. It's kind of funny to think about. You entered into school, Anders, and you weren't able to read and do math problems and even funny things like pour drinks for yourself and tie your shoes. What does it feel like to have like mastered so many things?
Feels good because I get to it feels actually happy just because I get to, know a lot of things that are very useful for life, even if, like, tying your shoes, like, that's still a useful skill in life.
What have you learned about reading? Because you've gone from a guy who kind of fought us about reading, and now you're reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid at rapid speed. What do you think what do you think has gotten you into reading so much?
Just having a couple minutes in my day or in my schedule that is set for that, so a schedule is really helpful, really helpful.
What other things do you try and schedule into your day? Do you follow a routine every day?
Yeah,
What does that look like? Is your morning routine pretty important?
yep, brush my teeth, floss, deodorant, all that, shower,
And then you come downstairs and what do?
eat breakfast, pack my snack, do my water bottle,
Yeah. You check your list the whole way through, right?
hair product, all that.
And we get to school. You know, Sometimes when you're an adult, Anders, and you don't have any schedule to follow, it's up to you. We stop doing the things that we need to do. And so a routine can be something that's really important. Do you think it's a part of why you've been so successful in lower school?
Yes,
Talk to me about practicing things.
say more.
Yeah. Well, so sometimes not no one is born being good at everything, right? And it takes practicing to become good at something. Like this podcast is a great example. You know, I'm still a beginner in it. And so the more I do it, the more I practice, the more I watch people and listen to people doing podcasts, the better off I am. What has practicing taught you about the results you get?
Well, practicing makes you better for sure, even on tests, all that sorts of stuff. It's really important for everyday life because you do a lot of things a lot of times, actually.
What is something you can think of where practicing really paid off? Doesn't have to be school. It could be like swimming or tennis or golf or
Actually, golf because I get a lot of my friends play it. And it's fun to just go out on the course and hit.
so practicing you think makes a big difference in your golf game?
Yeah, because it's a hard sport.
What do you think it is about golf that you like?
Well, it's not just calm. It can actually be really frustrating. But I think that it's calm
Calm?
because it you just think with your brain about your style of hitting the ball, all that.
Do you like that it's such a challenging sport?
Yeah, because then it gives me something to work towards.
So that comes back to the whole practice thing. Yeah. It's so funny. As humans, we get frustrated that we're not good at something immediately. And then when you stop and think about it, common sense tells you, of course I'm not. I need practice. But then we don't want to practice because that can be boring or frustrating. And so it's this constant cycle we're always on of how to trick ourselves to love the practice, not just the results. Do you have any do you have any questions for me? I'm going to turn the podcast on its head.
Well, what do you find most interesting about real estate?
Oh, um that's not a planted question, I promised you. What's most interesting is for me, every body and every property is a puzzle. Nobody is the exact same. And I love trying to figure out that puzzle for people and to help them put together a game plan to help them achieve their results. That is what I find the most interesting.
I can agree with that. How do you make friends with so many people in real estate and have so many clients that you can refer to?
That is such a great question. Well, the truth is, it's been 22 years for me in the business. So I've had a long time. And there's a book, Anders, that I love. It's called Chop Wood, Carry Water. And it's about doing the mundane things over and over again to become a master in just the most fundamentals. And so for me, it's been about building meaning, how I have gotten, been so fortunate to have so many people that um, I've become friends with, both as agents and clients. It is just building a really important relationship with that person and making sure that my relationship with them is more important than just helping them buy or sell a house. That I want to be a part of their life, helping them with, if there's a role that I could play in helping them with their life, not just the transaction, then I'm a part of that. Did you think I would say that?
Not really. Honestly, no. But I don't really have any more questions. I think
Have
you answered them perfectly.
Do you have any questions about me in school and moving on from elementary to middle?
Not really.
Okay, that's great. Um, I kind of think that, we've been talking about endings and new beginnings. Is there any other questions that you want to ask me about? Doesn't have to be real estate because
Well, I guess. Sure, I'll ask.
yeah.
How was your transition from lower school to middle school?
Ooh, it's been a long time
Oh,
because I'm 45. So what I can remember is, um, I think I don't think I had the same level of confidence you do going into this big transition. I was really nervous about middle school, but I also remember being really excited because our middle school was going to incorporate two different elementary schools. So I was going to get to see people that I had not seen, like I might have known socially. Um, so I was excited about getting to know more people. Um, I think middle school for a lot of people is it's 3 years of a lot of change. So it can be a little kind of wonky, but I don't think everyone has that experience. I think some people find middle school to be uh, just an extension of lower school. I remember feeling nervous about it.
I hear a lot of add on, add on, add on. Because you learn multiplication, adding, subtraction, division, all those simple mechanics, and then they just add and add and add on.
Life is like that. It's like leveling up, right? We level up. And sometimes we take the skill sets and we take the knowledge we have from where we were before and then we add it on. Is there anything else you want to talk about that we didn't? that we didn't talk about?
I think we went over a lot of the important stuff that's important for middle school.
Yeah. What would you say to parents that are feeling kind of sad that it's coming to a close, this chapter, and their kids are going on to the next chapter? What would you say to those parents?
Well, to keep an optimistic attitude
Yeah.
and to be happy for your kid, your daughter, your son, whoever,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be important for a lot of things in life because those add-ons they play a big impact.
How so? How do you think? There's no right or wrong answer. We're just curious what you
I
think.
think that the skills are used in surprisingly pretty much every job you do.
Yeah, you're learning like the building blocks of everything. So, Anders, I ask um, everyone these two questions at the end. You okay if I ask you these?
Sure.
Okay. So, this is kind of like the closing of our podcast. So, who do you think you're becoming right now?
I think that I'm becoming more of a man because I'm getting older, and I hope to be serving all the people around me. I hope that all the people that I'm meeting are trustworthy and are polite to other people, actually.
One thing I didn't expect, Anders, as a parent was watching you as you've gone through different years in school, how much I would be changing as a human being. Because when you the one of the gifts of being a parent is getting to see the world from your perspective. So things like that you wouldn't like, that you were so busy and didn't see anymore, even though they were right there, it's like become really beautiful and you notice things again. Like when you were a little boy, like loving flowers or pointing out birds or things like that. So I didn't expect myself to change so much as a human being when you were going through school.
I think that
So,
that's a great thing.
yes. So, what do you think I'm becoming?
Better parent every day because you listen to my feedback. Well,
Thank you. What would you say to someone who has the mindset that they aren't capable of changing, that they aren't, that they're stuck?
how to write a list of all the things that are going right in your life and all the things that are going wrong in your life. And you'll look at the list and most people will realize that it's actually not that much.
I think that's a great perspective to maybe that is being, grateful for what you're good at and what's going your way. Do you think everyone has it? Um, do you think everyone has things on both sides of that list?
Yes.
And it certainly would be insensitive of me to not say that some people certainly have more things on their list that are negative, right, than positive. Some people are born into really tough situations. But I think that being positive and looking at what you have is really important. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I think we really went over everything.
We've got to get you more sleep, guy. You're over there yawning.
Yeah, I yawned like 4 times already.
It's all right. You're growing. You're certainly growing. Um, I think what I'm taking from this as we sit here and talk about this is how important it is to recognize the seasons that we're in and especially the ones that are ending because I think they shape us in ways we don't really see right away. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what unfolding really looks like. It's not just moving forward, but I think carrying pieces with us and letting them become a part of who we're becoming next. Anything to add to that? Well, I am really grateful that you took a moment to sit down with me and pause and reflect upon the last 7 years of your life. I'm really grateful that you wanted to be a part of the discussion. And I can't wait to watch what you do next, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was so fun.